Hi Gemini, my name is Jason. Thanks for visiting my channel. A special thanks if you're revisiting my channel. This is your December 2018 general reading. So it could be about love, career, projects, stuff going on in your life. You'll know if it's resonating with you. Got about 33 degrees here in Geraldton, Western Australia. At the moment, beautiful breeze blowing. What a great town. Okay, you go into the start of December with the High Priestess. Now the High Priestess represents a very intuitive energy, a spiritual energy, and it's the kind of energy where you can really bring some spirituality, your spirituality, into your daily life. And so you'll be really conscious of the kinds of decisions that you're making and how you're coming from a position of calm, almost a real serenity about you. So you'll be able to make good decisions based on how calm you are, and it's also about balance off you with the High Priestess. Okay, so a spiritual card, and it looks like also you'll be able to use some knowledge. So if you've heard some things in the past few days, something you heard just in passing, you might be able to use that coming up, unless you might have just realized, hey, wait a minute, I heard that 3 days ago, and wow, I've just been able to use it to impress some people about something, or something like that, or something you heard a few days ago in a different context will be relevant to how you can use this information, over the next few days or the next few weeks in December. It's interesting. Okay, so let's have a look at your challenge position. The challenge position, what do you need to work on? Okay, it looks like something's come to a culmination or a head. You've done a bit of work, and now you're looking at how to invest the resources which have come from that. So how will you best use the resources which are the results of your labor? So if you are a farmer, for example, you've got all this stuff, and now, well, what are you going to do with it? It's looking like something good is to come of it. You're just not sure which way to approach that yet. Okay, so we'll have a look at that later. Okay, in your fears position, you have the Three of Cups in the fears position. So the Three of Cups talks about a celebration, but you are a little bit worried that you might be celebrating too early, I'm thinking, or counting your chickens before they hatch. I mean, yes, this is a celebration. These ladies seem very happy, but look, the work's not done yet. Look, the fruit's just still on the ground and they haven't finished. So maybe that's a bit what you're worried about. Maybe you're worried that you don't want to move too soon on something. You're doing a little bit conservative, and you're not sure which you should be able to go forward at the moment, and so you're feeling a little stuck, perhaps. We'll try and clarify that later. I don't know why I'm getting gardening coming through. Gardening and farming seems to be coming through. The best attitude to take. Okay, so the best attitude to take seems like this is the Five of Wands here. Now the Five of Wands is about bickering and squabbling, okay, and you want to rise above that. Okay, try not to get involved in other people's politics, other people's games, unless they're really important. You might be feeling, though, that you've got to stand up for yourself, and you might have to go into battle with some of these people. But I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's just a small nuisance. People sort of perhaps trying to exercise their power and influence where they don't really have any, or they don't have any place doing it. It's sort of like stick in the mud, We'll clarify that. Okay, and then for the outcome position, Gemini, it looks like more work. Okay, so you have the Eight of Pentacles here. The Eight of Pentacles talks about more work or chipping away at something, learning a new skill also, perhaps. So perhaps you're going to use this investment that you've created here, or this abundance that is coming to you. You're going to use that to increase your skills, maybe invest in some new technology or a new kind of a new way of doing things, a new system, and you might be traveling to go and have a look at like a short course or something which is going to accredit you somehow, and it's going to help you take your business or your just yourself into a new direction. Okay, it's going to be something else you'll be able to put on your resume, or some kind of license that you'll be able to qualify for. That's what I'm feeling there. Okay, so okay, let's have a look and find out what is this. Well, the High Priestess is a High Priestess. Okay, so that's how you're going into December. So you're feeling quite spiritual about things, and you're starting to feel a real connection now. I'm feeling, and that's guiding your decisions. And there's a sense of optimism and calm about you, and you're feeling quite intuitive, and you're picking up something, and you'll be using clues. So I talked before about something you heard or learned a few days ago. You'll be able to use that in the future, and this would be really advantageous for you. It could be information that other people don't have yet, and you'll be able to use that to your advantage. But you're not doing anything sinister here. It's just taking advantage of your environment. So what is the Seven of Pentacles here? See if we can narrow it down here. This is a pretty straightforward reading, really, but let's have a look. See if we can narrow down. Seven of Pentacles. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here in the challenge position? Okay, and you have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is quite a stable figure. They represent decision making, clear decision making, and they also they can make decisions about new things happening, starting new things. Okay, so they can be a kingmaker, the King of Wands in this state. And so you're wondering here if you should start something new, like start something brand new about the abundance that you've got, or should you just maybe spend it on something else, or put it aside for a rainy day, or something like that. That's if that's your energy. If you are not the King of Wands, then there's a person who perhaps you might have to pay a debt. So you're wondering how much debt you need to pay to this person to keep them away. So should you just pay down your debt and get rid of it, or do something else, reinvest it somewhere else? That's what's coming through there. And there might be different opinions about that. So that's looking like, okay, so should you just pay off your debts to this, whatever it is, or start something afresh and just keep the credit going? You know what they say, money attracts money, also attracts interest rates. Let's have a look here. So your fears are, again, we had this in your fears position, we had the Three of Cups, and it looked like you were a bit worried about spending the money before the work was done, or getting yourself in too deeply before starting something else before one thing was closed off, and that something like that. And that's starting to make sense for me now. Let's have a look. Why is the Three of Cups here in the fears position for Gemini? There we go. And we've got, oh, okay, you've got the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands here in this position is saying that, again, because it's in the fear, you don't want to celebrate too early. So the Six of Wands is a card of victory and celebration, and so is the Three of Cups, and you're just feeling that it's a bit premature. Okay, so it's not a real fear. You've got sort of a very objective thing, a very objective decision to make, and I'm feeling like it's sort of 50-50, sort of this way or that way. It's not going to make a big difference in the grand scheme, but of course I don't run your business or your projects or your personal life. But that's what it's looking like. That just looks like you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. That's what that's saying there. Now, for the best attitude, you might have to stand your ground with some kind of conflict, or you might just need to stay right out of the petty conflict, which is going to happen. Someone might be just bickering and nitpicking over something, and you want to try to avoid that, avoid the bickering. At the same time, if someone has sort of taken you for granted or taken things too far, or maybe taken something they shouldn't have from you, then you'll probably be needing to stand up for yourself. Okay, so why is the Five of Wands here? What are the Five of Wands here for Gemini? And we've got, okay, the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is, so I took that out the wrong way. I didn't flip it upside down. That's how it goes. The Hanged Man is basically saying wait and see, and some good idea will come to you. So the best attitude, because it's in that position, is to just hang around. Don't stress out about how you're going to use this money. Some great idea will come to you. So the next step will come to you. You'll get some kind of epiphany. You see how he's got that light bulb moment under his head there, but he doesn't look stressed out at all. He looks quite comfortable, just hanging around waiting. And that's what you're being asked to do in the best attitude position. You just wait until the right time. Something will come to you. So maybe that's what you're feeling here. You're feeling a bit unsure. That's because you're not 100% dedicated to whatever ideas that you've got. So hang around, delay if you can for whatever decisions you've got to make here, and you'll just have a light bulb moment, or you might get like a communication which will all of a sudden change things. Okay, so just if you can wait, the Hanged Man says, well, it's a good idea to just wait. Okay, avoid the conflict, try to sort all that stuff out. You might have to stand your ground a little bit. If this is like a legal thing, I'm feeling like you might have to just let someone know that you're not going to stand for this, even though it might be a small thing. Just let them know somehow, maybe in writing, that you're not going to stand for this, or I don't want to say bring in the lawyers. I'm certainly not a lawyer or a business consultant, but it's looking like you just might need to stand your ground on something. And we'll have a look. So the Eight of Pentacles. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here in the outcome position? So there might be more work to do, yes. You don't mind a bit of work, do you, Gemini? I know you like your fun. Good bit of balance. So look, why is the Eight of Pentacles here for Gemini? And we've got the Empress. Okay, so that's interesting. There's a new project starting up. So the Empress quite often talks about intuition. She talks about pregnancy quite often, and a lot of people talk about, oh yes, someone really is pregnant, but in this instance I'm thinking that there's new ideas coming, there's something new starting. And so you've got this Eight of Pentacles here, okay, working away, it's starting something new, and it's because this is a major arcana, the Empress, it's looking like this could be a long-term thing, and Pentacles are a long-term thing, so it's a really good match. So whatever you're feeling about, if you're a bit worried about putting in more work than you had intended, it's looking like this new direction that you might be taking, this new course or whatever it is, it's going to pay off, because it's going to allow you to branch out and begin new things. So look, I hope that's resonated for you, Gemini. Please leave a comment for me. Let me know any feedback you think's worth giving, and hopefully talk to you in a couple of weeks.